Hi, I'm Trish Bishop, founder of Rockstars Unlimited. I wanted to share a little bit with you with regards to where the rockstar concept comes from. Now, I mean, we hear this everywhere in media and social media. It's in the news. I see it in job postings these days. Rockstar, rockstar, oh, you're a rockstar. And we're seeing it all over the place. So it's kind of interesting, the timing of how things happen. And I love that this is out there, because there are so many rock stars who, up till this point in time, really, I don't think have gotten the attention that they deserve. Now, I want to preface everything else that I say from this point forward with something. The first thing is that I believe that every single person on the planet rocks at something. I really do. I believe that every single one of us have a gift to share, have something that we're meant to share with the world. And when we step into that fully and we have passion for that, we will rock at that. I want to set that aside for a minute, because when I talk about the rock star personality, that's not what I'm talking about. And when I refer to people who are not rock stars, I don't want you to think that you would not rock at what you do. This is a very unique type of personality that I'm referring to with the rock stars that is completely different from the majority of people. It simply is. And there's many people out there, I know, because I've talked to them, who have absolutely no desire to be a rock star. And for those people, I am forever grateful, because the rock stars, as a general proposition, would not be able to do what they do if they didn't have the support of people who help to keep them grounded, who can manage them effectively, who can knock them down a few pegs every once in a while. Their egos can get pretty big from time to time, especially when they're completely on a roll with what it is that they're doing. So it's really important that everybody has a clear understanding that these rock star personalities are very unique, but it is not any more or any less, nor are people who are not rock stars any more or any less than anyone else. So now that I've got that out of the way, I want to kind of focus on where I have derived this concept of how to be a rock star. If I look back over my own career, first of all, I have no university education and no real formal certifications to speak of. That being said, at the peak of my career, I was a project manager designing, developing and implementing global enterprise learning solutions for Fortune 500 companies. This was an incredibly amazing role that I had, and everything I've learned through osmosis. I mean, it just is the nature of the way that I learn. And when we get into the 10 essential rockstar skills, you'll understand that it's actually one of the traits of the rockstar, that ability to learn in that way. It's very unique, the way that they like to go about things. Not very conventional, but it gets the job done. So as I started to look around during that time, I was very fortunate to work with some absolutely amazing people, and I started to really study them, because I understood very clearly as I would walk into a project, working with my client teams, working with my internal coworkers and teams, I could very quickly see that not everybody was really able to deliver the way that certain people were able to deliver. I mean, there was a big differentiation there. And I started to really study these people who just would get it done. I mean, that really is what it boiled down to in a nutshell for me. For me, I was looking at the people who could deliver. I was saying, who are they? What do they bring to the table? What is unique about this person that completely differentiates them from everyone else? And so I spent several years actually monitoring and really, really watching these people that I consider to be rock stars, to identify what are the skills that they bring to the table that is irrespective of their education. So whether they had education or whether they didn't, and some did and some didn't, it was irrelevant. The education itself was absolutely irrelevant to the 10 essential rockstar skills that I've identified that they bring to the table, and really helps to set them apart. So when I go into an organization, I can identify the rock stars in a heartbeat, because I'm looking for these 10 specific skills. And when I see them, I'm saying, okay, here we have a rock star. And typically I will see the same indicators. So they don't typically like to be put into a particular role and left there. They don't like to do monotonous work. They don't like to really be stuck in a square hole when they're around peg. They're rebels, they're nonconformists. They don't always know this, but they sense that they're different somehow. my passion around sharing these 10 essential rockstar skills comes from a couple of different sources. The first is that having been a rock star in my own career, it was a very lonely place to be because I was often ostracized by my peers. It's not that I wasn't well liked, but people really didn't want to get in my way, as it were, I guess. I don't really know what the drivers were, but I do know that how it felt. I knew that I completely and totally dominated my arena. I was one of the best at what I did, and I didn't have an issue with that, and that was my driver. And if people weren't on board with that, that wasn't something that I was necessarily concerned with. By the same token, again, a very lonely place to be. Leaving an organization every 2 to 3 years also left me wondering why I couldn't commit for longer periods of time. And again, this is, coming to understand the nature of the rockstar personality helped me to better deal with understanding why that was the case. So I really want to be able to share this information so that those people who are rock stars can better understand who they are, what they bring to the table, and can really help to refine those 10 skills that they have just innately and really take their career or whatever it is that they've chosen to do to the next level. And this does apply across the board. Whether you're a nonprofit, a charity, you work in committees, you do volunteer work, it doesn't matter. The rockstar's personality applies across the board. You as an organization can identify and leverage that talent to really propel the success of whatever it is that you're doing. For non-rock stars, for organizations, for business owners, I would say to you that it's really important to understand this rock star personality for a number of reasons. The first is that they're very unique in how you need to manage them, and understanding how to manage them can make the difference between a very unhappy rock star, which is not a pleasant person, I can assure you, to somebody who absolutely just propels your organization, and they will. They have momentum, innovation, creativity. They can just drive it absolutely to the next level just through their own sheer force of who they are. They are a force of nature. So as an organization, you can leverage that if you can understand what drives them and these 10 essential rockstar skills that they have, and help them to mold those more effectively for what it is that you want them to accomplish for you. As a business owner, you also need to understand, why would I want to take, you'd sit there and say, why would I want to take these people on? Somebody who's going to bypass authority and be a rebel and a nonconformist in my organization. I like order. And I would say to you to seriously consider what it is that a rockstar brings to your organization. And I also want you to understand that these rockstars can be anywhere within your organization and still have significant impact on your organization. So when I say that, it may be the janitor, it may be the person who works at the front desk, it may be anybody within your organization. They will typically not be found in the upper echelons of your organization, because as soon as they hit there, they're going to go out on their own and do their own thing. They're not typically going to wait around and stay and hope to get to the top level position. They will move somewhere else, and they'll probably be out on their own, may even become your competition. Needless to say, while you have them with your organization, here's the benefits. First of all, they will eat, sleep, and drink the success of your organization or initiative. You will own them, heart and soul, for the duration of the time that you have them, which I can assure you, and I've worked with all kinds of different people over the years, you do not get from everyone. There are many people who are perfectly happy, and it's perfectly normal, I would say, if there is a definition for normal, for people to show up to work at 9 o'clock and leave at 5 o'clock, and they're done. That's not a rock star. A rock star eats, sleeps, and breathes the success of your organization. They are constantly thinking, constantly trying to figure out how can they achieve whatever it is that they've set out to achieve that will be a benefit to you and your organization or initiative. The other thing that a rock star brings to the table is that they can accomplish more in an hour than most people can in a day or even in a week. It's just the way they're built. They are exceptional. They're exceptional multitaskers. They are exceptionally intelligent and able to bring together what it is that they do in a way to do it in the most effective manner, so that they can get more accomplished in a shorter period of time. They pound it out. They totally rock. That's what they do. So as a business owner, I would tell you to seriously consider how can you leverage that kind of talent within your organization. And there are things that you need to know in order to be able to do that effectively. So I welcome you to Rockstars Unlimited. I welcome the rock stars and I welcome the non-rock stars, and I want to be able to share these 10 essential rock star skills with you so that you can all better understand how to work together. For the rock stars, I would say to you there are two different perspectives on how you deploy your skills today. You may be very, very immature in how these skills are being implemented, which can have a significant impact on the people who work with you and may be leading to some of the problems that you're experiencing. Alternatively, there are ways for the people that you're working with, if they can understand these rockstar skills, who can help you to become more mature in how you are implementing those particular skills within your day-to-day work life or whatever it is that you've chosen to do. So there are levels of variance for each of these skills. While the skills will differentiate you as a rock star, you can choose to incorporate them in a very, very different way, in a much more mature way. So I'm really looking forward to sharing these rockstar skills with you. I've got a couple of different ways that I can do that. So please take a few minutes, check out the website, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.